Okay. So what we discussed on the day. So is this the count for today? Can we continue? Hope we can continue. Okay. Mm. So what we discussed on the day is JavaScript is a client-side technology, okay, client-side language. So that means it can be run within the browser. It need not to go to the server and do some operations. I mean, do the calculation for any event. Let's suppose to calculate this uh, addition of two numbers or subtraction of two numbers, and for the logic, all these things will be happening within the browser. It will not hit any server and it will calculate there. So JavaScript events and JavaScript objects will be very fast compared to the server-side technologies, because server-side technologies, they need to be executed on the server. So from client mission, it need to go a request to the server and the response should be come back to the client. But here, these action methods or these functions will be executed within the browser. So they are too fast. But the difference is you cannot do any server-side coding. So let's suppose if you want to do save something, definitely you need to call the server, otherwise it will not be saved. So the things which are doable and required in the client side, then only you will go for the client side functions. That is nothing but JavaScript functions. So let's suppose if you want to validate a form, okay. To validate a form, we need not to go to the server. Form is in the browser itself. So what are the required validations? Let's suppose you are taking a employee form which will be having name, salary again, okay, age, three fields are there. So here salary might be an optional field and age should be greater than 20 and less than 60. Okay, such kind of validations if you want to keep, those validations you can keep in this JavaScript function itself. Okay, let's do that form validation here. So, okay, this is a div, it's fine. I'm taking another div. Let's take table right for now. So HTML, but I need to write input type text. Okay, so next one is ID. So it can be ID of txt name. Let's suppose. Okay. No. I want to take one button here. I'll display a button here. So whenever you click the button, button type submit button. Okay, so whenever you click the button, it should be able to show the validation measures. So for that I need to write a function first of all. So the button text should be, value should be submit or something, save or something. Okay, ID is begin submit. Click. I want to write some on click function. Okay, so on click, how it should be here. It need to validate. Details or something, details. So let's write that which is the function. Top. First let's see whether this function is executing or not. So I'm writing a alert message here. Okay. So let's run this, how the form was created or not. We can be able to see that. In let's able to launch the ISS server. What is this site? Samples. ఏమైంది సారీ ఏమైంది can we just restart this? able to see now. Okay, let's comment out those functions. No. Okay, so our form was created and we're able to see 3 fields here. Let me click this button so that I should see the validation message. Button clicked is coming. It's fine. Now what is our intention? We need to validate all the fields now. So the first one is name. In my intention, in our requirement, name should be a mandatory field. So I need to check the length of the field. Okay, or some text whether it is there or not. Both ways. So what I'm doing now is if of, okay, so how to get that name? Document.getElement by ID. You remember, right? On the other we have written this. Document.getElement by ID of value. Txt name. Okay. So not equals to empty. Oh. Double equals to empty. Then only we need to say another. We need to throw another message like mandated. This text will be based on the client requirement or whatever it is. Okay, if that is fine. Next, what we need to say, we need to break this. Okay, otherwise it will throw alert and it will not break the execution. So break means return, return some message. Return false. That return false should be in our if condition. Okay, that's all. Now let's try this same. Okay, 3 times. Okay, third time is not okay because I'm saying salary is an optional field, so I don't want to see any salary here. Validation here, salary validation here. Txt is okay. Txt is okay, blank है As is mandatory, please enter. Now, if it is not blank, then we need to check the enter value. Okay. So how to get that enter value? That is equals to write the values here. demo అని ఏజ్ అనే వేరియబుల్ లోకి వాల్యూ వచ్చేస్తుంది, రైట్? సో ఏజ్ ఈజ్, ఇఫ్ ఏజ్ ఈజ్ బ్లాంక్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దిస్. Otherwise, if age is not blank, what you need to do? So you need to check whether if age less than 20, okay, or is greater than 60. You need to, our requirement is we want to display some message. Alert of is enter valid and the range is and you need to say return false. So what exactly return false will do is the execution will be stopped here itself. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's refresh this page. Forget to comment on those sections. Okay, now let's click this button. So without entering anything, I want to fill this button. Employee name is mandatory. Please type some name. See, we are able to validate this employee name. Okay, so let me the same. Vishnu, I'm given. Now let's again click the submit button. We should see the second message. Age is mandatory. Please type valid age. So let me give a wrong age. I mean out of boundary. I'm giving 12. Okay. So should see the other one. Please enter the valid age and the range is 20 years. So first of all, it's validating whether any input was taken in this, any input was given into this text field or not. First of all, okay. If we are entering something, then it will again ask for the validations about the range. So it should be 20. It should be in between 20 and 60. We given the 12. So it's saying the correct validations. So let me give a so we are done. So likewise we will give the validations. Maybe at the end you can give the correct I mean an alert message like form is validated successful. Okay, it will real time scenario it ఉండదు. But just for our understanding, all the validations for are working fine and అనుకోవడానికి ఇది పెడుతుంది. Okay, so let's see. So what we can do is just do some actions in here. అది కామెంట్ అవుట్ చేసి సరిపోతుంది అనుకుంటా.  ఇవన్నీ కాల్ కావు. ఓకే, సో ఆల్ దీస్ విల్ నాట్ బి కాల్. will do DOM operation ఇది కూడా కమెంట్ చేస్తుంది. Okay, so we will not see that other task. Now let's come back and refresh this page. That's fine. Now let's see again. Vishnu will write 24. I want to show, right? Form is validated successfully because we given a correct valuations. Now let's see, like if I give in the field of age, if I want to give some, I want to test with some other junk data. So how it can be a junk data? I mean to say, like if you are giving some text field, text value, not the integer value, 20. Oh. Are you guys with me? I'm not seeing any single response.
Yeah, ఉన్నాను.
Okay, వినపడుతుంది కదా, అంతా ఓకే కదా?
వినపడుతుంది.
Okay, fine. Okay, so instead of 24 digits, I am giving 24 text. లేదంటే ఏదైనా text value ఇట్లా instead of I will give some text, because text field can be entered. You can enter any value here. So what is my intention is I want to give some text. So how it will be validated then? Form is validated successfully, it is saying, because it will be failed when comparing with the integer greater than equals to 20 something. At that moment it will be failed definitely. So you need to write something against that. So where is our is this one? Okay, so here you need to write so if you write something here, it will become here, right? If is NaN is there, not a number. Okay, see, boolean is NaN of number. You need to pass some number. So what is the number now? Is NaN will return, if it is a integer, it will return a true definitely. If it is not an integer, one moment. It will come to this else block. Alert down. Okay. Again, form is validated. Is
టెక్స్టేజ్ అనుకుంటాను.
ఏదంటేనే టెక్స్ట్ ఇది, అంటే ఐ మీన్ దాంట్లో ఉన్న టెక్స్ట్. So okay, we can do this debugging in the client side itself, I mean in the browser side. So let's see that also. We got a chance to debug the same. Now go to source. We are not using the JS file. It is when we are using within the, this is called internal scripting, right? We are writing in the same page. If it is an inline, you will write in the same line itself. If it is an external, you will write in an external JS file. All these functions. Okay. Now let's see. Should be able to click here. Okay. So let's see whether it is coming here or coming here. I'm putting a breakpoint here. This is a breakpoint in the Chrome browser. Okay. You need to just click on the number itself, line number. So how you debug? Just click the submit button. It should be stopped here. See, you are able to see the debugger in Chrome browser. The age it is saying, see how what is the age? GAF, whatever it was entered in this text box. Okay, and it was came to this else block. So if you want to test, so whether this is the correct line of code or not. Someone is talking. You can go to the console. Where is console? Okay, and you can just copy paste, enter. It is saying it is a true. Is not a number. Not a number and a true. Correct? Maybe reverse vice versa also. This number is not a number. Yes, it is not a number, right? So మనం పెట్టింది correct అనుకుంటా. So let's maybe write like this. 25 but so it should give throw false. Okay. So the code is behaving correctly, but my mind was, we need to write in the else block. You got it right? I will let you know. So let me click F5 here. So do you got what is the problem here? So it is NaN of it is a not a number, then it should go here. We written like that. So it should be some opposite case, vice versa. Okay. Now it will show you validation. We given correct data, it was validated successfully. Now let's write which is not acceptable test. So I'm picking F8 and it should throw you an error here. Please enter age in the digits format. Okay. Again, form validated successfully. Why it is coming is, so that is the reason we need to write here return false. Otherwise, it will be executed itself. We need to stop the execution. So for that, what we need to do? If we write return false, then it will not show this message. Okay. That is the reason we will go for the return false. Let me refresh this and see, please enter in as in digits, and I should not see that message. Again, everything was blank. Return false. Now, if you observe the form itself, it was refreshed. I mean, what I am trying to say is reload any mottam, right? So if you write here return condition here, I think it should not reload. I mean, it should persist to the values. loading. Okay. So maybe if it is file button, it will do like that. File class reloading, time to submit. Submit button ఏంటంటే whenever you want a post back call to the server, you will go for the submit button. So after this validation, it is going to be call the server. That's why page is going to be refreshed. But in our case, we put a return false here, so it should stop itself. Here it says return false. Return false. Configuration of page. It's still going. Let's suppose if I'm not entering, if I'm not entering AS, what should be happening? I should see again. See, ఇట్లా ఫామ్ ఆగిపోతుంది కదా, I mean to say డేటా పర్సిస్ట్ అవుతుంది. బట్ మనకి ఏది దగ్గర వచ్చేసరికి ఈ మెసేజ్ వచ్చేసరికి ఎందుకు పోతుంది? రిటర్న్ ఫాల్స్. అంత సేమ్ కదా. ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఆగింది, ఇక్కడ రిటర్న్ ఫాల్స్. ఓకే,
శాలరీ కదా సార్, మన శాలరీ గురించి ఏం రాయలేదు కదా.
శాలరీ మన ఆప్షనల్ ఫీల్డ్ అనుకున్నాం కదా. ఓకే, సో ఈవెన్ నౌ ఇఫ్ ద alert was came, it was persisting the data. See, so digits పెట్టినా కానీ we're able to see the data is persisting. So that is all. This is about client side validation. సాలరీని మనం ఆప్షన్ అనుకున్నాం ఇందాక నుంచి కూడా. సో ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్ అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ ఫీల్డ్ పెడదాం అనుకున్నాం. దీన్నేమో మ్యాండేటరీ అండ్ విత్ సమ్ డేట్ రేంజ్, రేంజ్ నాట్ డేట్ రేంజ్, సమ్ రేంజ్ పెడదాం అనుకున్నాం, అంటే 20 to 60 అని చెప్పేసి. ఓకే, సో సాలరీ ఏమో ఆప్షనల్ ఫీల్డ్ పెడదాం అని అనుకుని చేసినాం, మనం స్టార్ట్ చేసినాం. రైట్, సో let me briefly tell you what we had done. So we created a function first of all, okay, to validate some fields. So within the function we have written the logic. So first the logic is for employee name. Our intention is we need to validate the employee name. It should be have some data. So that's the reason I'm checking with the empty space. So if it is like this, so let me show. Okay, so if it is a blank one, you are throwing an alert message and you are straight away return false. Why we are writing this return false is, if you don't write this return false, after alert message it will become to this next line, I mean 43 line. It will be executed this and it will check the next commands in this function. Okay, so our intention is whenever we validated something, we need to stop the execution. We need to break the execution. That's why we need to write return false. Okay, so next thing is we are taking the age field into a variable. So nothing but age. Now the age value that might be a 20 digit number 2020, or it's a character TW20 or any junk text that will be saved into this age variable. Okay, I am just checking whether it is a blank or not. First of all, if it is a blank, straight away I am showing it's a mandatory field, please enter something. Okay, if it is not a blank, I am checking whether it is a number or not. If it is a number, straight away go to this if condition again. If it is not a number, it will come here. Okay, if it is a number, again I am checking whether it is between our range or not. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So like this, people will do JavaScript validations and they will be executed. So for these kind of validations, we are not required to do in the server-side coding. We can do all these things in our C# also. Whenever we have discussed our ASP.NET first CRUD operations, you remember we written something textbox.name txt name.txt not equals to empty అన్నప్పుడు మనం లోపలికి వెళ్ళాలి అని చెప్పేసి వాల్యుయేషన్స్ వేసినాం. I will show you if you not remember 1 minute. So such kind of validations you need not write in the server side. You save clip flow awesome. Yes, see this one, it's a student name in our example. It's a student name. So when our student name is not empty, then I should do the next operations, right? So this is what our requirement at that moment. So that means here to the server we are passing the form even though the student name is blank. Okay, because at that moment we don't do any client-side validations. Now if you put this JavaScript function within this student registration, if you try to implement that function here, so you need not to write this logic. I mean the junk data or whatever the validations you are expecting that can be done by the client side itself. So what is the advantage? Let's take an example of the same form that might be registration form, or that might be employee saving form, or whatever it is. Okay, so if you are not doing a client-side validation, whatever the text entered by the end user, if you are passing to the server, and the count, the number of users using your application, that might be hundreds of users or thousands of users. Okay, thousands of users will click the save button. Okay, unnecessarily the data will be transferred to the, your network will be too much heavy traffic just to validate the data. Okay, so the user will click the button without entering some form fields or even entering with some junk text, that will come to the server side, and servers should be validated the same. Okay, so and server will tell, okay, it's not a valid text, I don't want to save this like this. If condition was suggesting that. So if it is not a valid, so again what it will do, it will be throw a message, please enter some name. The same we are able to do in the client side also. If you are able to do within the JavaScript function itself, then what will be happen? So the server side button, the network traffic will be down, and at the same time user will have also a user friendly environment. User may not know that age should be in 20 to 60 range. Maybe user will type very fast and he might miss some characters. Okay, at that moment you can tell the user you entered only maybe at that employee name you need to require 3 characters is the mandatory length. 2 characters you should not enter any 2 characters for the name. So such kind of validations you can do in the JavaScript side only. For that validations you need not to come here to the server side coding. Okay, so we will go for the client side validation. So once everything was fine, I mean in that function, so instead of showing that form validated successfully, what it will do, it will come to this save click event. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see, can do some more validation as a tester, as a QA person. What a QA person will do here. Okay, so we are a developer, we are testing, unit testing, all these things. We are seeing like without some text. Okay, if I click the submit button, I'm able to see some message. So this is called developer testing. That's called unit testing. Okay, so మనం ఏం చేస్తుంటే as a developer we'll do some unit testing and okay we feel it's good. But as a QA he should break the system. Then only his or her credits will be shown to the management, right? So his contribution is 1 minute. Hi. So what a QA person will do is he should break the system. So if I click spaces here, okay, I'm not entering any text here, okay, and I'm just clicking the spaces. Now let's see what will happen. Please enter A's in digits. That means this first validation was skip, right? Why? Why? Because we written the validation, we're comparing the validation if it is not blank only. Here, something happens. So why? Because we are just checking if it is not blank, then only, if it is blank, then only we are showing this message. But if it is having some spaces, okay, we are not checking that, right? So this is a test scenario. Now what we need to do? Okay, let's put some trim operation, trim function. So trim function will remove the starting and ending spaces. Okay, so now let's reload this. Okay. Now first, without any, I should see the message spaces. Yes, I'm going to see the message. Now let's put some spaces. Okay, and let's come on to the submit button. See, still I'm able to see the employee name is mandatory and some message I'm able to see because we are able to validate with the trim. What trim will do exactly? It will remove unnecessary spaces that might be beginning of the spaces or ending of the spaces. If you want to, beginning means left. If there is a word Vishnu, space Vishnu space. If you enter like that, there is also a gen text. Definitely, we should enter the data into the database with a valid value. Otherwise, what will be happen when you are displaying the same name in any of the reports? Okay, so all the names will be starts with without space. Okay, but a Vishnu name, whatever we are giving an extra spaces, that name will be displayed in the report with unnecessary spaces. Okay, a white space will be shown in the report. So that's why we should save the data with a valid format. Now, trim has trim left and trim. What trim left it will do? It will remove the left spaces, and right it will remove the right spaces to the actual word. Okay. Likewise, there are some validations you can keep. Now, at the same time, if you have some date field here, okay, let's suppose the joining date. If you have this is the employee form. If you want to display some joining date, okay, joining date should be less than the current date, and it should be 1 month more than the current date. Ante 7/10 ఉంది కదా, 8/10 ఉంటే చాలు joining date. అంటే more than 8/10, we should not enter the details in this form. Maybe there is a requirement. November lo join a people ni, okay, employee ni, I don't want to save here. So I should have some validation here. So again, what we need to do at that moment? So we need to take again another text box first of all, joining date. Okay, the text box will allow a date field. Okay, date entry as well. So once you are clicking the same button, you will again write the same validations, and you will say, you will compare with the date. So whether the date is less than or equals to date time plus 1 month of the date. How you will check that? First, you will get this date. So 7/10, and you will add 1 month to this. That's nothing but 8/10. Okay. So you will compare with 8/10. 8/10 కంటే తక్కువ ఉందా లేదా అని చెక్ చేస్తాం. 8/10 కంటే తక్కువ ఉంటే then only you will try to save this. Otherwise, you will show some message here. Please enter some valid date. అట్లా dates కూడా validation పెట్టుకుంటాం. Okay. Even that is, these validations can be applicable for drop down also. So drop down is like or radio button or checkbox, whatever it is. Okay. Drop down ki manam em pettukochu location. Let's suppose a location is there, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and a location unko. So you need to at least select one location. So such kind of validations also, such kind of forms fields also have the understandable. Now let's see if you are done with some basic validation thing. We'll go and create some form fields. So there we can write that form. Let's write some function here. Okay, where I want to create an objects. So till now what we have seen, where C అంటే ఇదేంటి ఒక ఇంటీజర్ ని సేవ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. A plus B will be stored into the C. And at the same time where is అది కూడా ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఒక ఏజ్ ఫీల్డ్ ని, టెక్స్ట్ బాక్స్ ఫీల్డ్ ని సేవ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. Now I want to save a form value. There is nothing but emp detail. Okay, so it should be an object. Object in JavaScript will be in this notation, braces. It's a key value pair. So name will be one. Yeah, okay. So key value pair name equals to employee, and next one is age, right? Again key value pair. So I want to write some age here 24. Salary equals to $5,000. That's okay. So okay. Now I created a object emp details. Okay. Let's do. Let's write one function that will load form. Okay. Function load form. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I will create one JavaScript object. Okay. So to persist these values. Okay. First, what I'm doing, whenever the page was loaded, I want to initially write some values here. Okay. Employee name, age, salary అనేవి నేను default values ఇస్తాను. So for that, what I had done, I created an object and I taken one default values object name, age, salary అనేవి పెట్టిన, right? So what should be my next step? I need to write a function. Whenever this page was loaded, I need to load the text field values. So document dot document dot get element by id of string element by id, nothing but emp name, right? Emp id dot value equals to, what is the value? Emp details dot name. Okay. Next, same we need to write for the other three. Is salary. Okay. Okay. Now this form should be loaded whenever the document was loaded itself. Otherwise, yesterday what we have seen, null values will come because the first script will be executed, then only DOM will be executed. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I can call two functions here. So first this function will be first this function will be called, next this function will be called. Oh. set property value of null. Okay. Null in name Vishnu here. What are the errors it is showing? Go to error console. I'm not writing correctly. One moment. Let's read out this. And I should see that object at వస్తుంది, right? Okay. Okay. The problem is నేను ఇక్కడ రాసిన అక్కడ రాసిన. I should not write here. Load form అనేది ఇక్కడ రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? First time whenever the script మనం అదే మాట్లాడుకున్నాం కదా, బట్ I should not write here. సో ఫస్ట్ స్క్రిప్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. స్క్రిప్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఫంక్షన్ రాసిన కదా, సో డైరెక్ట్లీ ఇది కాల్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇది కాల్ అయిపోయి ఏమవుతుంది మనకి, ఈ డాక్యుమెంట్ అట్ గెట్ ఎలిమెంట్ బై ఐడి అంటది, అసలు అది దొరకదు. సో వీ షుడ్ నాట్ రైట్ హియర్. నౌ ఇట్ షుడ్ వర్క్. ఇది అలర్ట్ కూడా చేసేస్తున్నాం, ఇట్ షుడ్ వర్క్. 1 minute. సేమ్ రానట్టే అలా ఇక్కడ కాలింగ్ చూపించినదా?
అత్తయ్య గారు
Give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. Okay. ఇదే తప్ప ఈఎంపీ నేమే లేదా అండి? ఓ టెక్స్ట్ నేమ్ ఉంది కదా, చూడట్లేదు మేనేజర్.
నేను చూసిన అది మీరు అక్కడ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకున్నారు వేరియబుల్ అది అనుకున్నాను నేను.
అక్కడ కదా మనకి డాక్యుమెంట్ డాట్ ఎలిమెంట్ బై ఐడి ఎక్కడ రాసింది రాస్తున్నాం మనం ఇక్కడ. నాకు అదే దొరుకుతుంది. txt is txt ఇంకే ఉన్నాయా txt సాలరీ ఎట్లా ఉన్నాయా? 1 moment మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళి చూద్దాం. txt name txt is సాలరీ మనం ఇక్కడ వ్యాలిడ్ చేయగల అక్కడ ఉండకపోవచ్చు. txt సాలరీ. సో అదే ప్రాబ్లం, దానికి అది మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. సో now let's go and reload this form. Yeah, we're able to see this, right? దేంట్లో కొడితే మనకి ఇది టీఎక్స్ ఇంతకుముందు అది ఈఎంపీ ఉంది కాబట్టి అది నల్ అవుతుంది. కానీ నేను అనుకోవడం ఏంటంటే అది లోడింగ్ టైంలో అయింది. ఓకే, సో ఎస్ డన్. మనం గెట్ చేయొచ్చు, సెట్ కూడా చేయొచ్చు. మనం ఇందాక ఇప్పుడు వాల్యుయేషన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏం చేసినాం, గెట్ చేసినాం అంటే ఈ లోపల ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఏంటో చెక్ చేసి వెదర్ ఇట్స్ ఎ బ్లాంక్ ఆర్ నాట్ అనేది చెక్ చేసినాం. నౌ వాట్ వి హావ్ డన్, వీఆర్ సెట్టింగ్ ద వాల్యూ. ఇట్ ఈస్ నౌ by reading from one JavaScript object we are setting this value. Okay, now let's do one more thing. This is called JavaScript object. So JSON format ante kuda ide anamata. So JSON format full form entity JavaScript object notation. Okay, so it will also have some key value pair. So again let me take one more variable here. Where emp list. Okay, so what it should be, it is an array. Okay, so which kind of array it will be? So whenever you are loading first time, so once you loaded my emp list should be one. Need to click tab. Push array loki pass cheyadam anamata. Push into push emp details. So that means first time when you click this you are able to pass very first time. Now submit button undega. Whenever you click that submit button, once it is validated successfully, it should be at the same line. emp details emp list dot push out. So what kind of pushing you need to do here? emp name list గా emp మనకు ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలన్నమాట. అగైన్ సంథింగ్ సిమిలర్ టు మన emp డీటెయిల్స్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎట్లుందో అట్లా emp నేమ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది పెడతారు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ next object is object capital A only. So it's a again case sensitive. We need to remember the casing. A is yes, A is capital N, right? So
నాది
name
ఈఎంపీ లిస్ట్ అది అరే కరెక్టేనా అన్నది
EMP detail అర్థం కాదు.
ఈఎంపీ లిస్ట్ మీరు అరే క్రియేట్ చేసారు కదా అది కరెక్టేనా ఒకసారి చూడండి అన్న పైన పైన
ఒక్క నిమిషం చూస్తాం. దానికంటే ముందు ఇక్కడ EMP నేమ్ పెట్టాల్సింది నేమ్, రైట్? సో చెప్పు
అది
ఇదా అరే కరెక్ట్. ఎంటీ అరే ఇస్తున్నాం అన్నమాట. మనం జస్ట్ ఎంటీ ఇచ్చినాం. సో దాంట్లోకి మనం ఒక్కొక్కటి డీటెయిల్స్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైన్ టు డిస్ లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ ని మనం కూడా వీ కెన్ సేవ్ ఇంటే ఈఎంపీ లిస్ట్ ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లోకి సేవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో అప్పుడు దానికి స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో నౌ యూ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ ద నేమ్. ఇక్కడ మనకి ఆల్రెడీ ఏజ్ అనేది ఉంది. ఇక్కడ వీ హ్యాస్ ఈ ఏజ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, అందువల్ల ఏజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఏజ్ కాలన్ ఏజ్ అని పెడతాం. నో లెట్స్ సాలరీ ఒక సమ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ డాట్ ఇదే రాస్తాం. ఇంత కాంప్లెక్సిటీ లేకుండా జస్ట్ ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ సింప్లీ. ఎట్లా రాద్దాం అంటే లెట్స్ రైట్ హియర్ సో ఈఎంపీ నేమ్ తీసుకొచ్చేసి రీప్లేస్ హియర్ వాల్యూ ప్లేస్. ఏజ్ ఆల్రెడీ మనం ఇక్కడ రాసాం. సాలరీ కూడా సేమ్ రాద్దాం. ఇంకోటి తీస్తాం. Salary. Okay, so this salary should be come. Okay, so now it's done. Now once it was pushed, I want to display in the alert of EMP list. The add in the చూద్దాం ఒకసారి. Okay, so okay. Now it was added successfully. Let's పేర్లు మార్పులు ఏంటి వేర 23 I should say submit button. Form is validated successfully and I should see the object అని వచ్చింది. Two objects ఉన్నట్టు వస్తుంది, but we should see the text also, right? Let's try to JSON dot stringify off. Machine dot stringify off. దాని పేరేంటి? EMP list. See, we are able to see the values in the array. So first ఏంటిది విష్ణు అనేది మనం డిఫాల్ట్ ఇచ్చినాయి. విష్ణు 24 సార్లు అనేది. నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం ఎంటర్ చేస్తున్నామో అవి వచ్చినాయి. ఓకే, సో let me show you that. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేస్తా, I will write some other name also. Swabia. So same is, let's suppose she is earning 9,000. Okay, so I'm clicking submit button again. Now again form validation successfully. So 3 objects are there and we should see them like this. See? So our details also entered into that object. So this is called JSON array. సో వాట్ ఇస్ దిస్ JSON డాట్ స్ట్రింగిఫై? మనం ఇప్పుడు దాకా చూస్తున్న EMP లిస్ట్ అనేది ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కదా, దాన్ని స్ట్రింగ్ లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేసి మనకి ఇచ్చేది అనమాట JSON డాట్ స్ట్రింగిఫై. ఓకే, అండర్స్టాండబుల్? సో ఒకసారి ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే మనం ఇది మనకు ఒక ఎరే లాగా అంటే ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లాగా వచ్చింది కదా. సో యూ విల్ పాస్ దిస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు ది సర్వర్ సైడ్ కోడింగ్ వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ రియల్ సేవింగ్ టు ద డేటాబేస్. ఓకే, టిల్ నో వాట్ ఓన్లీ క్లయింట్ సైడ్ వాల్యుయేషన్ చేసినాం మనం. క్లయింట్ సైడ్ వాల్యుయేషన్ చేసినాం, క్లయింట్ సైడ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని తీసుకెళ్లి ఒక జావాస్క్రిప్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈ ఫార్మ్ ఫీల్డ్స్ అనేది తీసుకెళ్లి మనం ఒక జావాస్క్రిప్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో స్టోర్ చేసుకున్నాం. Okay, individually you can pass one by one field to the server, or you can pass at a time this object also to the server, just like our business object. మనం ఏం చేసినాం, BO ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకొని ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డేటా యాక్సెస్ లేయర్ కి పాస్ చేసినాం, రైట్? సో ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ టేకింగ్ BO ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వీ కెన్ డూ వన్ బై వన్ ఫీల్డ్ ఆల్సో. ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్, ఏజ్, సాలరీ అనేవి ప్రాపర్టీస్ కాకుండా మనం ఒక ఫార్మ్ ఫీల్డ్స్ నే పంపించచ్చు, ఒక స్ట్రింగ్ అని చెప్పి పంపించచ్చు. Remember? I'll show that also. See here. ఇక్కడ స్టూడెంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని మనం పాస్ చేస్తాం, రైట్? It's BO object. At the time of saving, you can pass individual comma separated these values also, whatever the form it has. But what we had done, we passed as a object. So in the same manner, in the client side also, you can take one object and that object can store all these values. So it's a kind of our BO object, right? It's fine. Hello?
Yeah, no.
Okay. సో అసైన్మెంట్స్ ఇంకా చూడలేదు, టైం కుదరలేదు మనకి. రేపు అసైన్మెంట్స్ కూడా చూద్దాం మీరు ఏం చేసి వీకెండ్ అనేది. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ స్టిల్ సమ్వన్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ ఇన్ దిస్ వీకెండ్, యూ హ్యావ్ వన్ మోర్ డే. సో డోంట్ సే టుమారో ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ టైమ్ సంథింగ్. రేపు ఒకసారి నాకు అందరు అసైన్మెంట్ చేసి పెట్టాలనుకుంటున్నా. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ గో అండ్ సీ వాట్ ఆర్ ద పాసిబిలిటీస్ వీ కెన్ డూ ఇన్ ది జావాస్క్రిప్ట్ ని మనం బేసిక్గా ఇక్కడ W3 schools లో వీ కెన్ లెర్న్ బెటర్. ఓకే, W3 schools. You can learn all the basic stuff here from here. HTML go to, CSS go to, JavaScript go to. So what are the things we can do in the JavaScript? JavaScript output ఎట్లా చూస్తాం, syntax in JavaScript, statements and comments ఎట్లా చేస్తాం, ఏదైనా లైన్స్ రాసాం comments ఎట్లా రాస్తాం, ఆపరేటర్స్ అంటే ప్లస్ మైనస్ అవి పనిచేస్తాయి, ఫంక్షన్స్. వాట్ వి హావ్ డిస్కస్ ఫంక్షన్స్ మనం చూసాం. See, this is a function, right? Whenever it has a multiple parameters, that is also we have seen one example. A comma b పంపించేసి సమ్ ఆపరేషన్, రైట్? ఫంక్షన్ ఎట్లా ఇన్వోక్ చేస్తాం, ఇన్వొకేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫంక్షన్ విల్ బి జస్ట్ కాలింగ్ దిస్ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్, దట్స్ ఆల్. మై ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ మనం ఏం చేసాం, యాడ్ ఆఫ్ అని చెప్పేసి 4, 3 some variable, something. So mathematical functions, can do all the mathematical functions from the JavaScript. Math.random, minimum, maximum, so even. So see this W3 schools also. Meanwhile, ఇది JSON మనం ఇప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం, JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation. Okay. Just now we have seen this example. Key value pair, right? So what we have saved? We have saved an array here. So multiple objects. First object plus each object will be in the braces. Okay? And all the objects will be in the, all the lists will be in the array. That array will be notated in the square bracket. Okay, got it. So go on see these W3 schools. If you are not able to, let me know. Okay, let's work tomorrow again on the same time. Fine. Hello.
Okay.
వీరా లేడా అసలు? పనిచి మనం వీరా ఎగ్జామ్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఇంకెవరు గెస్ట్ హౌస్ లో? హలో
చెప్పండి.
ఏమో సార్.
ఓకే సరే నేను చూస్తాను. ఫైన్. గుడ్ నైట్ అలా.